Welcome back to News Around, your trusted corner of the internet where truth meets allure, and where the glittering world of Turkish showbusiness unveils its deepest secrets. Tonight, we lift the curtain on a story that has mesmerized millions for over a decade, a story about two actors whose chemistry once shaped an era, and whose silence has now been broken by a revelation that no one saw coming. 4 years, Hazal Kaya and Çağatay Ulusoy stood as the embodiment of romantic fantasy. From the moment they shared the screen, fans could feel the spark, an energy too real to be scripted. Their connection spilled beyond fiction, inspiring endless discussions, nostalgic edits, and fervent hopes for a reunion. Yet, behind the flashing lights and camera lenses, the pair guarded their private lives with a secrecy that only deepened public fascination. That is, until now. After years of silence, a representative close to both stars stepped forward with a brief but loaded statement, one that shattered the calm and reignited every lingering question. What was once whispered in fan forums suddenly became the heartbeat of every tabloid headline. They were both very close and distant people at the same time, the representative said. A phrase as poetic as it is haunting. What does it mean to be close and distant simultaneously? Was this a confession of lingering affection or a final act of emotional closure? According to insiders, this single remark has forced the media to re-evaluate everything believed about Hazal and Çağatay's relationship. 4 years, it had been easy to label their connection as a fleeting spark from a past collaboration. But the new revelations paint a different picture, one of strategic partnership intertwined with deep emotional loyalty. Behind the scenes, those familiar with the pair describe a relationship both deliberate and passionate, a balance of affection and professionalism carefully designed to survive fame's merciless scrutiny. Their closeness wasn't just emotional, it was intellectual. They reportedly shared scripts, discussed roles, and advised each other on career moves, not merely as lovers, but as allies navigating an unpredictable industry together. Friends claim that what the public perceived as random, parallel appearances, synchronized hiatuses, carefully timed public silences, might actually have been mutual decisions to protect their image and their peace. One confidant allegedly remarked, "Every distance between them had meaning, every silence was a kind of communication." It was a partnership rooted in both tenderness and calculation, an intricate dance between love and legacy. Now, let's pause for a moment. Dear viewers, what do you think? Could this be one of the rare relationships where strategy and sincerity coexist? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and while you're here, hit that subscribe button and join the News Around community. Your support, likes, and comments help us bring you these exclusive deep dives into the hidden corners of celebrity life. Returning to the story, Hazal, often portrayed as guarded and introspective, reportedly preferred silence as her shield. Friends describe her as someone who channeled every emotion into her craft, determined that her love life would never overshadow her artistic identity. She avoided confessions, refrained from denials, and let time do the talking. Çağatay, in contrast, was the quieter romantic. Rather than words, he expressed emotion through actions, attending private events she cherished, subtly echoing her public statements, supporting her behind the scenes. Those who knew him speak of small, deliberate gestures, a message sent not to the public, but to her. Imagine it, a film or series where art imitates life, where two souls shaped by fame and time reunite not as characters, but as creators of their own narrative. If whispers from production circles are true, early drafts of a script may already be circulating, a story written for two people who once taught an entire generation how to feel. When the statement first hit the wires, the internet imploded. Hashtags soared. Clips from their past projects resurfaced. And fans, divided yet united in emotion, began their eternal debate. One group cheered for love's grand comeback. This is destiny, they're meant to find each other again. Another remained skeptical. It's closure, not reunion. Respect the past. And then there were those who refused to pick a side, choosing instead to romanticize the ambiguity. After all, mystery is often what keeps love stories alive. Privately, sources close to Hazal suggest she reacted with quiet grace. In trusted company, she's said to have remarked, "Our bond isn't something anyone can define. It's ours, that's all." These few words, delicate yet resolute, echo the tone of her entire relationship with Çağatay, layered, undefinable, neither fully open nor fully closed. Meanwhile, Çağatay's response has been characteristically restrained. Friends describe him as calm, even contemplative. One person reportedly shared, "He believes everything that mattered between them still exists, just in a different form." Whether that form is friendship, collaboration, or something more remains uncertain, and perhaps deliberately so. But one cannot ignore the symbolism. Their relationship began under the spotlight, matured in secrecy, and now seems to re-emerge through controlled revelation. The balance between exposure and mystery has always been their shared language. Industry insiders reveal that during their quieter years, Hazal and Çağatay often crossed paths in private studios, where discussions of film ideas occasionally turned into hours-long conversations about philosophy, fame, and self-preservation. One unconfirmed rumor even suggests a joint screenplay in development, a love story mirroring their own, written not as confession but as catharsis. If this rumor holds any truth, then the representative's leak might not be random at all, but a carefully timed signal, an invitation for the public to prepare for an artistic reunion wrapped in emotion and memory. What about you, dear viewers? Would you want to see these two iconic actors share the screen again? Do you believe their relationship is unfinished, a story paused, not ended? Or do you think this new chapter belongs purely to nostalgia? Share your opinions in the comments below and keep the conversation alive. And remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to News Around and click that join button to help us keep uncovering the stories that others can only guess at. Regardless of where truth lies, one thing is undeniable: Hazal Kaya and Çağatay Ulusoy's connection transcends gossip. It is an exploration of how two individuals navigate affection, ambition, and identity under relentless public gaze. Their story speaks to the modern paradox, the yearning for intimacy in a world that never stops watching. Perhaps their silence wasn't emptiness but a deliberate act of preservation. Perhaps love, when tested by fame, must sometimes retreat underground to survive. Whatever happens next, whether a rekindled partnership, a creative union, or a permanent goodbye, this revelation has reignited curiosity and respect alike. And that's it for today's deep dive on News Around. If this story made you rethink what love looks like in the spotlight, smash that like button, leave your thoughts below, and subscribe so you never miss the next exclusive story. Remember, by clicking the join button, you can support us directly and help us continue bringing you the most compelling behind-the-scenes narratives from the world of fame, emotion, and artistry. Until next time, stay inspired, stay curious, and keep your hearts open. Because here at News Around, the stars may shine above us, but their stories live right here with you.